What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news related video. And apparently Jurgen Klopp is angry, frustrated and disappointed at Liverpool's owners for not sanctioning the money to spend on the Timo Werner deal, because Jurgen Klopp was desperate to sign Timo Werner. Timo Werner has openly flirted with Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp, saying that Jurgen Klopp is the best coach in the world, that he would perfectly fit into Liverpool's style of play and he wants to come to play in the Premier League. And I think that is a massive news, because the owners, even though Liverpool have the money to spend, because we recorded £130 million in profit in the past 2 seasons, the owners decided not to spend it, and that is a massive gamble in my opinion. So let me know what do you think about this in the comments below, and we will dive in detail about all these issues about Liverpool and Liverpool owners and the spending or the lack of spending this summer. It's a massive gamble, even if the Africa Cup of Nations, it looks like, will be postponed until 2022. So next season Salah and Mane and Naby Keita will not leave Liverpool, but I still think that Liverpool need another attacking player, because what if there is a big injury to one of our front three? Origi, Minamino, Shaqiri, Ryan Brewster, Harry Wilson, maybe if he stays at Liverpool. It's just not enough backup, in my opinion, for Liverpool to go through the whole season and compete on all fronts. So according to some sources in the English media, Jurgen Klopp is very frustrated and disappointed and angry at missing out on Timo Werner, but it looks like he will just about not fall out with the Liverpool owners, because Jurgen Klopp is also a realist. He knows how much a financial impact this whole pandemic and the football suspension and the financial crisis has had an impact on Liverpool. But Jurgen Klopp targeted Timo Werner and he scouted him for years before this whole transfer saga even began. And also Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp had even held talks with Timo Werner twice, actually, via Zoom calls, and after that it's pretty embarrassing for Jurgen Klopp to have to call Timo Werner and explain to him that, I'm sorry mate, we just don't have the money to sign you, even though I talked to you many times and I invited you to come to Liverpool. Now it's not happening because we just don't have the funds to make it happen. And Timo Werner's dream move was Liverpool, it wasn't Chelsea. Of course he wanted to play in the Premier League, and Timo Werner thought that Liverpool with Jurgen Klopp at the helm for another 3-4 years is the perfect destination for him. So Timo Werner was really disappointed when Liverpool pulled out of the negotiation. And what is Liverpool's loss is Chelsea's massive gain, because it looks like Chelsea will end up with Timo Werner, even though it's not official yet. And James Pearce, Liverpool-based journalist, claims that Jurgen Klopp will be left very frustrated at the situation, but it looks like the situation will not damage his relationship too much with the owners. James Pearce said Werner wanted Liverpool, Klopp wanted Werner. I think Jurgen will be frustrated with the overall situation, but there's no friction with the owners whatsoever. He's not one of those managers, he's a realist. And Liverpool, as many other clubs, are losing a huge amounts of money because of the football fans not being allowed back in the stadiums, because of the suspension of the Premier League. And it looks like the Liverpool owners want to focus on extending players' contracts like Virgil van Dijk and Jorginho Wijnaldum. So let me know, do you think that's enough? Do you think you are happy with what the owners are doing? And Jan-Åge Fjørtoft, the German expert who previously said many times that Werner is on his way to Liverpool before the owners pulled the plug on the deal, this is what he said. I called a guy at Liverpool that I trust very much, and he said that the American owners, FSG, have been very clear to Klopp, we can't afford Werner, we won't take him, you don't have the money to spend, and just expect not to be getting any money during this transfer window because of the whole pandemic and the financial situation. And the fact that we have allowed Chelsea to have a free run at Timo Werner suggests that these comments might be true and the owners are in fact not preparing to spend any money. And yes, Liverpool are in a fantastic position. We are reigning Premier League, we are reigning Champions League winners, European Super Cup winners, World Cup, Klopp Cup winners, and also about to win our first Premier League title and first league title in 30 years. So I don't want to criticize Liverpool, I criticize the owners a little bit, because if Liverpool want to stay in this position, we need to move forward, we can't be standing still. And what if our major rivals all strengthen their teams and Liverpool will fall behind? This is a very unique opportunity, of course, but a very unique circumstances as well. So I think that we shall wait and see what happens in the summer. Maybe if Liverpool can move on 4 or 5 players, it looks like Shaqiri might leave Liverpool, Origi, Harry Wilson, Marco Grujic, other players, Dejan Lovren might leave Liverpool. If we are selling 4 or 5 players, maybe we can generate enough funds to afford a forward player like Timo Werner, but Timo Werner would have been perfect for Liverpool, and for us to let him go to Chelsea, it's a really tough, bitter pill to swallow, in fact. And there is also a theory going among Liverpool fans that maybe the owners are speculating on the whole pandemic and the football suspension correcting the transfer market and bringing down the player transfer fees, the salaries by 20-30%. But even if that's the case, Timo Werner at 50 million is still an incredibly good value for money. And if Timo Werner fires Chelsea into the title race, then Liverpool will have another team to worry about, except Manchester City right now. And do we really want that to happen? It's a risky strategy, but we don't know the exact finances of Liverpool. Maybe the owners don't want to gamble. What if there is a second wave and we have to suspend football next season again and revenue streams will be cut off again? That's why Liverpool don't want to overstretch themselves financially and overspend the money. And I can officially announce to you guys that the Merseyside derby will take place at Goodison Park. It has been officially confirmed. The Liverpool on their official website wrote an article that the green light has been given. Goodison Park will host the Everton-Liverpool game, and guess what? If Arsenal beat Manchester City next Wednesday in the first Premier League game back, or the first of the 2 games back, then Liverpool can become champions at Goodison Park, and the Everton fans would never live that down. They would never forget it, because the Liverpool fans won't ever let them forget it. I mean, it's the same with Arsenal and Tottenham fans. Arsenal won one of their Premier League titles at White Hart Lane, and they are forever taunting the Tottenham fans with that, with songs and banter and everything. And I would just love it if Liverpool managed to do it at Goodison Park. But also it would be special if we won it at Anfield, in our home stadium, even though fans won't be there. But winning at Anfield, the title would be also, of course, very special. And I'm just really looking forward to the rest of the Premier League season. And another warning sign for Liverpool is that Liverpool have such an established front three and such an established starting 11 that every player, as good as even Timo Werner, would think twice about moving to Liverpool, because they would fear that they may be sitting on the bench too often. And after Timo Werner scored 92 goals in 154 appearances for Leipzig, he had no desire to sit on the bench at Liverpool, and he hinted at his dilemma in March, saying that at this time in professional soccer there are 2 different variations. The first is to be a part of a team like Liverpool or Manchester City. They have a good working team. The teams have also great coaches, but this is the question: do you want to go to that kind of team? Because the situation is already that hard for each member of the squad, and you want to be a part of it. That's one point you have to look at. The other side are teams that need some big changes because they just won a few big titles, but they are not able to compete at the highest level anymore. For me, Manchester United are one of those teams. So at this point of my career, I'm asking myself, do you want to be part of a new team to build up something new, or do I want to stay at my team and make something great? Or even move to a big dominant club like Liverpool or Manchester City. And this was the dilemma that Timo Werner was dealing with and facing with even back in March. So I think part of Timo Werner actually is happy that he's going to Chelsea, because he will be absolutely guaranteed to start almost every game and every big game at Chelsea. And I'm not sure how they will navigate the Tammy Abraham, Timo Werner situation. Will Frank Lampard play with two strikers up front? I don't think so. I think they will rotate between them. But I think Timo Werner is a better player than Tammy Abraham right now. So I think he will walk into the Chelsea starting lineup. While at Liverpool, he probably would have spent a lot of games on the bench in the Premier League, especially in the first season. And I think Timo Werner was good enough to dispense Firmino in the long run, because time is on his side. Timo Werner is 24, Firmino is like 28, going on 29 years old very soon. So the age was on Timo Werner's side, but he's not a patient player. He's 24, he wants to play right now. He doesn't want to sit on the bench and work his way up into the starting 11. So it's another interesting argument in this whole transfer saga. So I think it comes down to this. We can survive one more season without a major attacking transfer. If that's the case, if the owners seriously don't want to spend any money, I think Liverpool can still win the Premier League title next season if the Africa Cup of Nations is postponed. But next season, we have to freshen this up. We have to bring in a major attacking player. And even then, we could risk having to replace Mane, Salah and Firmino at almost the same time. Even if we sign a Jadon Sancho or a Kai Havertz next summer, so not this summer, but 1 year from now. Even then, we might have to sign two big players the following year, because Salah, Mane and Firmino might be leaving Liverpool in 2 years, in 3 years, who knows? And this is a big dilemma for Liverpool. Do they risk it or not? Risk going one more year with this same squad and just hoping that Salah, Mane and Firmino stays fit for the whole season? Because if any of them get a 2-month injury, can we seriously cope without one of them? Can Origi or Minamino or Harry Wilson or whoever really seriously step up and bang in goals at the rate that Mane, Salah and Firmino has been banging in goals in the past 3 years? I'm not convinced about that. If we signed Timo Werner, we would have been so comfortable knowing that we have a world-class striker waiting just to step up and deliver if any of the front three needs a rest or if they get suspended or injured or anything. And Gab Marcotti made a very good argument saying that Liverpool recorded 29 million in profit 2 seasons ago. They recorded 101 million pounds in profit last season. And they did make 28 million pound profit over the past 2 transfer windows. So we actually generated more money than we bought in terms of transfers. Also, winning our first Premier League title, guarantees Liverpool getting the most amount in TV income as well. And Gab Marcotti asks the theoretical question, was there really no way to find the Timo Werner money? I think the owners just decided to play it very safe and not risk it, because it would have been a financial gamble spending 50 million on Timo Werner and spending another 10 million on his wages every year, because Liverpool's matchday income was around 84 million last season. And if no fans are allowed back in the stadiums until like next year, then Liverpool are going to lose a lot of money in terms of income, because every home game Liverpool generate around 3 million pounds in revenue through like home tickets, merchandise, everything else. But Werner would have become a part of a rotation at Liverpool. He wouldn't have been signed as a 4th choice attacker. He would have been first in line to play after Salah, Mane or Firmino. So yeah, if any of the front three needed to get rested, Werner would be the first to come into the starting lineup. And he would have been ready to step into the starting lineup straight away. And when Liverpool decided to move one of the 3 players on, given that right now the options are Origi, Minamino and possibly Harry Wilson, you would think that Liverpool will want to shop in the forward department, in the attacking department in the transfer window. It's pretty clear that the order came from above, from the Liverpool owners, that Liverpool can't sign Timo Werner. The Liverpool scouts, the analysis team, Jurgen Klopp, everybody wanted Werner. So it gives me a little bit of a worrying feeling. Will the owner's decision prove to be proven the right decision long term or not? I can't see into the future, so I don't know. But God forbid, if Liverpool get a very long injury to any of our front three, that's when I think the worry will kick in with Liverpool fans. Because we just don't have the backup. I mean, Minamino, I really hope he steps up next season and he will play an absolute blinder of the season, coming on as a substitute, scoring goals, getting assists. But he has been unproven in the Premier League so far. He has played some some games, but it's not certain whether he will be a success at Liverpool or not. It looks like Xherdan Shaqiri will leave Liverpool. He wants regular game time, and Newcastle United are interested in his services, so that will be another attacking player gone in the summer from Liverpool. Lallana, yes, he extended his contract for a further few months, but he will be leaving at the end of the season as well. And former Liverpool midfielder or striker Stan Collymore suggested that Timo Werner would have flopped at Anfield, which is a very brave and bold claim, but this is what he said. Liverpool are the European champions, world champions, and soon to be Premier League champions. There would be massive pressure on Werner as the summer's marquee signing at Anfield on the back of all that. Add in the fact that Liverpool already have arguably the best balanced front three in the world, and I'm struggling to see where Werner would have fitted in. I wouldn't have seen him displacing any of the front three, and given everything that team has done together, I could even have seen him flopping. The Liverpool fans crying about missing out on him can spare me the tears, because he's not Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo, and the way some have reacted, you would be forgiven for thinking he was some sort of reincarnation of both. I mean, Liverpool fans are just greedy. We want what's best for our beloved football club, and we want always Liverpool to keep improving even when we are the best team in the Premier League. We want to improve. We don't want to stand still, because we have been here before. We have been Champions League winners, and we have been close to winning the Premier League title. And after that, we messed up the transfers. We signed players who didn't work out, even though we spent huge amounts of money, and we have fallen down the table. And Liverpool fans don't want to see that happen. We want a sustained period of success, and in order for that to happen, we need to keep spending money, I think, and improve the team. Of course, not mindlessly, but in a sensible way. And I guess the Liverpool owners are doing that, so you can't really argue with that so much right now. But hopefully next season we won't regret not signing an attacking player. And also, I would love to see and hear Timo Werner's real thoughts on the whole transfer situation. It seems that Timo Werner wanted his big transfer move this summer. Whether it's Liverpool or any other Premier League club, he wanted to move right now. And if you are Timo Werner, you are 24 years old, you are at the peak of your career, you think you are ready for the Premier League, you think you are ready to play in the best league in the world, the most entertaining league in the world, why would you wait another year when there is a massive contract on the table from Chelsea, reportedly, allegedly £200,000 per week? That's probably like 3 times as much money as he's earning at Leipzig. Would you wait one more year for Liverpool, even though there is no guarantee that Liverpool would come in for you 1 year from now? Would you seriously wait one more year? I mean, you could get injured, your form could suffer next season with Leipzig. Leipzig could miss out on the Champions League, you could end up playing in the Europa League, while at Chelsea you would be almost guaranteed playing Champions League and in the Premier League. I mean, if I was Timo Werner, I can understand why he chose Chelsea, even though I would never play for Chelsea, but because I'm a huge Liverpool fan. I don't really like Chelsea that much, but Timo Werner is not a Liverpool fan. He just likes Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp, and he wanted to play there. But I can understand fully why Timo Werner chose to go to Liverpool. And Harvey Elliott, according to Dominic King, who is a journalist in England, will formally sign a new 3-year contract at the beginning of July. He just turned 17 years old, and that's when you can sign your first big professional contract. And Liverpool will be able to extend the terms by another 2 years when he's 18 next April. And I think Harvey Elliott is going to be a very special player if he can keep his attitude and his antics off the pitch like clean and not so controversial, because he has been involved in some controversy, and I really hope that Harvey Elliott can just focus on his football career and make the most of it. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this new transfer news video. It was a lot of fun to make. Thanks for watching. See you later, guys. Goodbye.